onside kick to start the second half, and the ball bounces off the hands of a Colt, and it looks like the Saints had it for a second.
An onside kick to start the second half of a Super Bowl, the ultimate risk. But how do we get here? This is the gutsiest call in Super Bowl history. Super Bowl 44 was contested between the league's two #1 seeds, the 13-3 Saints making their first franchise Super Bowl appearance, and the 14-2 Colts looking to win their second Super Bowl in the last 3 seasons. It was the first time in NFL history two teams started the year 13-0, and here they were meeting for the Lombardi. The Colts were a 5-point favorite, but it wasn't because of the insanely explosive offense. It was because of the defense, because both offenses were extremely explosive, with the Colts leading the league in total pass yards led by MVP Peyton Manning, and the Saints leading in yards per game and total points by a landslide. So if two offenses who were the best in the league, whichever, if any defense showed up would win. And the Saints were coming off the NFC Championship game where they allowed nearly 500 yards and were saved by their ability to create fumbles with their backs against the wall. Thanks, Bounty Gate. Not going to act like the Colts were some elite defensive unit or anything, as both teams finished in the bottom half of the league in total defensive ranks, but the Colts defense finished the season 8th in scoring and allowed just 10 points per game in the playoffs. It's finally game time down in Miami Gardens, Florida. #1 versus #1. Best versus best. Would Peyton win ring #2 in 3 years? Or would Drew Brees and the Saints cap off the Hurricane Katrina rebuild with a Super Bowl championship for the Big Easy? To show how good those offenses were, combined with how much they didn't trust the defenses, the over-under point spread was 57, the highest ever in a Super Bowl up until that point. And that was the highest Super Bowl over-under until it was finally topped by, of course, 28-3, Super Bowl 51 in 2017 at 58.5. That game, plus laughably Super Bowl 53, the 13-3 game between the Patriots and the Rams at 58, are the only Super Bowls ever to top the 57 over-under the Saints and the Colts got in the year 2010. The Saints won the toss and decided to receive to start the game. A huge risk, as now, or at least we thought, Peyton Manning would get the ball to start the second half. So what did the Saints do on the first drive of the Super Bowl? A quick 3-and-out. Manning and company went down the field and settled on a 38-yard field goal on the following drive. The Saints got it back, took 2 minutes off the clock, and punted. Manning then took advantage and led his team on a 95-yard drive for a touchdown to close the first quarter. So in this projected highest scoring Super Bowl ever, only one offense showed up through quarter 1. And just like the predictor said would happen, the Colts defense showed up and New Orleans did not. To start the second quarter, the Saints got something going with a decent field goal drive. The Saints defense answered with a punt. The Saints offense followed them with an amazing drive, until they got stuffed at the 1-yard line on 4th down. Then the Colts followed with a punt and the Saints put up a 44-yard field goal with time expiring in the second quarter. So after 2 quarters of play, this projected high-scoring Super Bowl was only 10-6. But with Indianapolis getting the ball to start the second half, the question arose, how long could the Saint defense keep the league MVP Peyton Manning contained? Saints head coach Sean Payton had a long Super Bowl halftime show to think on it, and he started the second half with the play that changed the game.
Every time he comes off the field. Onside kick to start the second half, and the ball bounces off the hands of a Colt, and it looks like the Saints had it for a second. And it's Saints football. They recover the onside kick. What a fearless start to the second half.
Really unbelievable decision by Sean Payton.
They actually did it. In fact, it was the first onside kick attempt prior to the fourth quarter of a Super Bowl, and they pulled the trigger with 2 whole quarters to go in a 4-point game. But they recovered, and it paid off. The Saints then marched down the short field and finally reached the end zone in Super Bowl 44. And all of a sudden, the Saints had a 13-10 lead, and now the pressure was on Peyton Manning and the Colts offense, who have been playing from ahead all game. And they responded with a methodical touchdown drive to reclaim the lead. And now it looks like we'd finally have the game the experts were predicting. As a result of the onside kick, the immediate threat of going down 2 scores to Peyton was gone. So down 13-17, the Saints marched down the field for 3, and were kicking it off to Peyton Manning down 1 point, 16-17. But the defense showed up, forcing a missed field goal on a drive that led into the fourth quarter. And here we are, fourth quarter of a 1-point game in the Super Bowl, and the MVP runner-up with the ball in his court, and boy did he deliver. He led the Saints on a 5-minute drive that resulted in a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And now, Peyton Manning, the reigning back-to-back MVP, would have the ball with 5:46 and a chance to drive his team down the field and tie the Super Bowl, potentially leading to the first overtime in Super Bowl history. And outside the false start, the drive started out really good. Manning was 4 for 5 for 44 yards. And then, from the Saint 31-yard line, Peyton Manning made the biggest mistake of his career.
If I was the New Orleans Saints, I would not blitz him. I would put the extra guys in coverage.
Picked off. Look out. Gets past Manning, and it's Tracy Porter taking it all the way. Touchdown, New Orleans.
And of course, it was Tracy Porter who had the interception on 5 to save the NFC Championship 2 weeks earlier. And the same defense that was getting disrespected for 2 whole weeks leading up to the big game made the biggest play of the game after containing Peyton all night long to clinch the franchise's first and only Super Bowl, a 31-17 win, even after it looked like they were going to get blown out after the first quarter. And in the end, the surprise onside kick, the gutsiest play call in Super Bowl history, shook the Colts and led to an upset victory in Super Bowl 44. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts on this video. I'm out, thanks for watching, peace.